Hey guys, how we doing today? Today I want to talk about the fact that freedom has a cost, and quitting your 9 to 5 job does have a cost. I get it, people want to work for themselves, people want to have more time for themselves, people want to just make more money than their job right now. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. It's not as easy as it seems, as what you see on social media. You might see people making S amount of dollars. They might live in a penthouse. They might be driving all these nice cars. And I get it. You want to be one of them. And I support it. I believe anyone that put their mind towards anything in life will achieve it. But also remembering that freedom does have a cost. Anything that you do in life does have a consequence. Quitting that 9 to 5 job might not be the best idea. And I say this because having that 9 to 5 job, yes, I get it. It's also not safe. You might be laid off next month. But also knowing that you have a lower chance of getting laid off than working for yourself and not making money. And I say this because in the first 2, 3, maybe even a year, you might not see results. You might not make any type of income. And knowing that is stressful. It's quite scary. And if you don't make money, how do you survive? So before you quit that 9 to 5 job in order to work for yourself, keep it for now. Because here's what I'm going to say. I currently work for myself right now. And it's very stressful. I'm sure working at a 9 to 5 job is also stressful. I'm not denying that at all. But when you truly do work for yourself, you start to realize that there's time in life where, damn, am I going to be able to make money next month? Am I going to keep making this work? Am I going to be able to make this scale up? Because there's times where I'm working for myself as a content creator, digital marketer, and I'm thinking, damn, I don't know if I can make money this month. I don't know how I'm going to make money this month. It's scary to think like that because you start to second guess yourself. If I don't make money this month, then what? I'm out of luck. And I remember talking to someone through a mutual friend, and he was just saying how, hey, listen, like, I want to do what you do. How do you do digital marketing? How do you make money online? And, I told him how I started and all, but I don't think he understands the idea of the fact that there will be times where you don't make money. There will be times where you don't make money for years end. Like, when I started this whole journey, I didn't start making money until, like, year 3. And that's when I really started to see results. But the first 2 years of my life, I didn't see anything. And maybe I could have did things a little bit differently, sure. But I don't think I would have got to where I was today if I didn't fail on those ideas. And I think that's what people don't understand, is the fact that people will try to get things quick. People want things fast. Like, what's the fastest way of how to make money? What's the fastest way to scale up a business? What's the fastest way to do this or that? But you have to remember that when you do want to work for yourself, it does have a cost. It might take you longer than it seems. And what you see on the internet, what you see on these influencers or whoever is promoting whatever, and they say, oh, it'll take you 6 weeks. It would take me 2 weeks to make this amount of money. I wouldn't fall for it. I mean, sure, some people might be luckier than others, no question about it, but just be careful. Because there will be times throughout the year where you're not going to make money. This month right now, I'm scared. I'm stressed out that I might not be able to make money this month. Then what? Last month wasn't that great for me, and I'm hoping maybe this month might turn up. And I think another thing that we must understand is when we do work for ourselves, yeah, you have a little bit more time, but you don't at the same time. When you work a job, you work 40 hours a week. But when you work for yourself, sometimes you're going to be putting in 60, 80 hours a week because you're stressed out, because you're trying to still make this work. Working for yourself isn't all glamorous and all. Sometimes it does take a lot of time out of your week. It does take a lot of time, no matter what you do. Right now I do content creation, but then I'm also doing other things on the side. And I'm trying to pull this all together at multiple streams of income, but it does take a lot of my time throughout the whole week. But if I worked at a 9 to 5 job, I'll have a set salary, I'll have a set monthly payment, and I'll only probably work 40 at max 50 hours a week at a job compared to what I'm working right now. So just remember is that when you do work for yourself, it actually does take more time out of the week than you realize. And another thing I want to talk about is the future. What you're doing right now, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Truly. Because oftentimes things are coming and going in life. When you make money online, there's going to be a lot of things that work and doesn't work. Like 5 years ago, drop shipping was a thing. Now these days, drop shipping doesn't really work. Why is that? Well, it's mostly because the competition. A lot of people have done it, and it's very hard to scale up. And I think a lot of people also know the idea of drop shipping, so they avoid that type of stuff. But then this is the part where you have to innovate and figure out, okay, let me see how I can make money this year. My point is that things will change throughout time. You know, your business model might work today, but in 5 years, will it still work? And if it doesn't still work, then what? Then you feel like you wasted all 5 years, and then you'll be in a rut, and you might get bitter, and then things just might escalate from there. So just remember, when you do work for yourself, it does have a cost. You have to keep these in mind and keep them accountable of what you want to do with your life. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. So have a good one, and peace.